this Mega Man X action figure! Let me play with it!
No, Patrick!
Dive bomb!
Patrick!
And there comes a giant fish!
Patrick, no! That's not an action figure. That's the real
Mega Man X!
I shrunk him by accident.
Oh. And there comes a giant...
Hey Maverick Hunters, ShadowRock here with an update on Rockman X DiVE. So after a couple of days of relative silence from the Rockman X DiVE developers, and by relative silence I mean, wow, it's absolutely nothing! Today we finally got a new trailer to look at. This one hints at something big coming to the game. And remember how people data mining the website found a countdown for a D-Day event? Well, it seems that countdown is officially in effect now on the official website, because this trailer does hint at the countdown counting down to something big. Looking at the official website, the countdown right now says that there's 3 days left until this big announcement. So we might be able to expect something on Monday, since that is after the weekend. What could this countdown be for? Could it be a new feature reveal like multiplayer, the crossover stuff, or something else? Or could it be for that D-Day event, or rather DiVE Day event? Not to mention on Monday of this week, they said that there's going to be a closed beta for this game, so maybe the countdown could be for that beta test as well. Another idea could be a reveal for the new Navigator character, which we have heard her voice so far, but we have not seen her design yet. So they could reveal that as well after this countdown happens. Either way, we'll have to wait and see. As for the trailer itself, we get to see X facing off with the Maoh giant from Mega Man X3 on the central highway, which is where he don't belong, but hey. But without further ado, let's actually analyze this footage a little bit because there's some little details that I noticed. So here at the 5-second mark, we get to see the ready sign, classic Mega Man there, but as X warps down to the stage, for a split second, next to the health bar, you get to see another bar of a yellowish or orangish color. Now typical Mega Man logic would lead us to believe that this is the special weapon bar. However, all the weapons in the game so far have had their own ammo anyways and have been relegated to the face buttons. So what could this bar be actually for if not a special weapon bar? Or there will be the classic special weapons like Shotgun Ice, and that will be for the special weapon bar there. Or maybe, if there is multiplayer in this game, perhaps that would be your co-op body's health bar. That's very interesting to keep an eye on, considering in the rest of the trailer, that extra bar seems to be completely gone. So maybe the developers are hiding something from us, huh? Later on in the footage, we just get to see X walking and dashing through this expanse of literally nothing on the central highway, of course. The only funny thing to note here is that somebody left a mouse cursor on the screen while they were recording this footage. Which of course, this is development footage. They're developing this on a PC, no duh. But if I had to be an optimist, maybe hopefully this will point at some kind of PC port for the game. That's grasping though, I will admit. Also, like we pointed out in the past, X is definitely charging his buster here. So it seems like you might be able to charge up your buster before you fire the shot. Or maybe charging will allow you to reload your lemon shots. And check out that massive boost X gets when he dashes. Jeez Louise. Alright, now it's boss time, and we get to see that glorious warning sign from Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. And here is Maoh the Giant himself. He appears just like he did in X3, and the boss fight operates pretty much the same way, or does it? Because now that this boss is in 3D, you get to see this guy doing sweeping motions with his arms, whereas you couldn't exactly do that in the 2D original, where he just pretty much locked onto your position, but now he just does sweeping motions and attacking the whole area, so you have to jump over it. So that's cool. Now a couple more things we found in this fight. Look at the boss health bar here as the fight goes on. Now remember the last time we analyzed this guy, I was talking about the numbers on the bottom of the health bar, and I brought up the idea that these numbers could tell you how many health bars the boss will have. And it turns out I was completely right, so oh yeah. A point for the analysis. So at least this version of the guy will have 3 health bars, starting blue, going green, and then ending off with yellow. Which is actually the same color as the special weapon bar we were seeing before. Interesting. You may have also noticed that now whoever is playing as X is named DiVE, so that would lend further credence to the idea that this is a username, further supporting the idea that there might be multiplayer in the game. Not to mention that above you is a health bar as well. Anyways, the boss seems to be pretty easy because the player is using lock on. That means all of X's shots is going straight at the guy's face, and X is doing a bunch of damage here. Maybe because X is actually over level for this fight since he's at level 7, and maybe this is the first boss you're supposed to fight in the game. I mean, X is doing 69 damage, nice. In addition, during this fight, we see more examples of how in this game, you have an extra maneuvering option when you're firing. Namely, you can strafe around now. You can see how X just locks onto one position and he just steps backward as he's firing. So you can still move backwards while you're firing in the other direction. Which is very interesting and also cool because we've never really seen it in a Mega Man X game before. And as y'all guys point out in the comments, Zero also was doing this a lot during the auto lock on trailer. So that's just another extra wrinkle there to improve upon the gameplay and allow players to more easily shoot at things while also dodging. The last thing we get to see is the missile looking weapon in action. You can sort of make out the missile, but it looks more like an energy arrow, so it's definitely more powerful than the lemons, but the charge shot is what we're really talking about because this thing does over 600 damage. One more thing I noticed is that the player actually used the missile weapon twice when he only had 1 ammo left. And you can see after that happens, he has -1 left. So it seems like maybe in some cases you can use more than what you're supposed to be using, but perhaps it will make the cooldown longer? Other than that, once the boss goes down, that's the end of the trailer, and that's all we have to talk about for now. The only other thing we have to share today is something they actually added to the official website itself. Of course we have the countdown, but they also added a new Facebook icon with a new render for Palette, the navigator that was introduced along with Lair in Mega Man X8. So could this confirm that Palette will be a playable character as well along with Alia? And could that mean that Lair will be playable as well? We'll have to wait and see. But Palette is definitely looking good here, I have to say. Alright guys, that will do it for today's Rockman X DiVE update. Of course, for more things on this game and other things Mega Man and Mega Man-esque, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, rock on.